So there are 8 mistakes that I think actors make. And the first one is we think that we can play anything. We think we can play anything, anywhere. We come out of school or we come out of training and we think that we can be all things to all people. And we just really can't. And we're not going to even have that opportunity. So that is where the Defining Your Product seminar came from, is kind of trying to avoid that. Number 2 is doing it all by yourself. You know, I think it's less these days, but it used to be very competitive. It's still very competitive, but there's a lot more actors out there willing to help you, and a network of people that are available to you who really want you to succeed. And when you try to do this really tough career all on your own, it's not fun, and you pretty much will fail at it. So use your network. So that's a mistake, doing it all by yourself, or hanging out with the wrong folks. Hanging out with the people who say that they're actors and they're really just not doing anything. Don't hang out with them. You can, you know, not a lot anyway. The third one is not going to theater or watching TV shows that you're right for. You know, you need to go out and you know, if you want to be on soap opera, watch soap opera. If you want work. I just saw your eyes roll. She says, oh, you know, you would be perfect. You can play a principal. You can play so many things on a soap opera, but it's a different style and genre than, say, nighttime television. And if you want to get work in certain areas and you're going to focus and market to those people, then you need to be familiar, right? So that's a mistake. Here's the biggest one, is not knowing the names of casting directors, not knowing the names of agents, not knowing the names of producers and directors, not knowing the projects they work on. That is the biggest one. Information is power. You know, we've come out of the industrial age and we are now in the information age, right? And it's at the tip of your fingers. It's called the internet. And we're going to be going over a lot of resources today. The other mistake is spending a little bit too much time on your craft and not enough time on the other end. And people practice what they're already good at. You know, as a singer, now I'm not saying if you're a singer don't go to your vocal coach at all, but this is an and conversation. You know, I'm not asking you to put your craft aside. I am asking you to include, in addition, which is going to take more time, so we're going to look at that, right? To include all the other activities that you're not including. But so spending all the time on the craft is a mistake. Number 6 is not having a plan. How many people in the room have a plan? Do you have it written out? How many people have it written out? Good. 1. Okay. You should have a written plan, and you should read it. If not daily, to keep you inspired. But so that, and how do you know your plan's working?
Your work and
check. Check. Well, that's like a list, right? You check things off a list. But how do you know if your plan is working? See, most people don't plan to fail. They fail to plan. I like that one. You can write it down. All right. The 7th thing is not being consistent. So a lot of the things that you're going to hear today are going to have you need to take on new habits. And what I kind of know about that is that, for me particularly, it's around working out. I'm really good for about the first 2 to 3 weeks, and then something happens. And if I stop, then it's harder to get back into. So not being consistent, mechanical, over and over and over and over and over again. See, that's the thing again where you don't see the results right away. You know, I want to lose 15 pounds yesterday, right? I want toned arms and legs yesterday. And, you know, I'll give it 2 or 3 weeks, but golly gee, if it doesn't show up, then I kind of get less determined. Same thing with an acting career. And that's, I'm sorry, tougher than losing weight, I think. You know, it takes a lot of effort. How many people are willing to put in a lot of effort? Yes, you're in the right room. I'm in the right room. Thank you so much. And then the last thing is it's the mental game. It's a mistake. People don't realize that if your acting career is up here. It really is up here. I don't mean to do that. Your acting career is only 6 inches wide. between your ears, right? It's really how you hold it. It's your attitude. It's what you say to people. It's what you say to yourself. It's what you say about yourself. When you walk into an audition and you don't do as well as you think you might have, and you walk out the room and you beat yourself up, and that little voice in your head is rude and mean to you. You're not asking me what little voice in your head, are you?
Oh, I know the little.
That little voice. You're intimately
We have
conversations all the time. Of course we do. So we're just really hard on ourselves. So that would be my that's a mistake.